For the past decade, if you asked anyone about the future of shopping, the answer was always Amazon, right? We all pictured those robots whizzing around warehouses, and of course, the packages showing up on our doorstep. But here's the thing. While we were all laser focused on that, something else, something quieter, was happening. And it wasn't happening online, it was happening right inside the big box stores we still go to every week. Let's get into it. So this, right here, is the absolute heart of the matter. It's what we're calling the great AI divergence. Think about it. Amazon totally mastered the warehouse first game. I mean, it's an incredible system for zipping tiny packages all over the country. But Walmart, they're playing a completely different sport. They're building a store-first future. They're using AI to transform their thousands of physical stores into these super smart, hyper-efficient hubs. They're not trying to be Amazon. Nope, they're forging their own path. And this quote just nails it. See, this isn't just a story about some old school company desperately trying to catch up in the online world. No way. This is about them creating something brand new, a type of retail that's firmly planted in the real world, with actual buildings and aisles, but it's supercharged with this massive digital brain behind it all. So how exactly are they pulling this off? All right, let's start with a problem that I know you've experienced because we all have. It's that moment of pure frustration. When you find the empty shelf where the one thing you came to buy is supposed to be. I mean, really think about it. For you and me, it's just annoying, right? You grumble and move on. But for the store, that empty space is a disaster. It's a lost sale right then and there, and a massive operational headache. And what about the employees? Well, it means their day is spent playing detective, hunting for empty spots on shelves, instead of, actually helping people. And the old way of fixing this? Oh, it was just unbelievably clunky. An employee would literally have to walk up and down every single aisle, scanning things, probably with a clipboard, making notes, and then they'd vanish into the back room for who knows how long to try and find this stuff. It was so slow, so tedious, and they were always just reacting to problems after they happened. So, what's the solution? Enter what some are calling the store brain. Just picture this. A whole network of cameras and sensors tucked away up in the ceiling, and they're using some serious computer vision tech to watch every single product on every shelf all the time. It's basically an always-on, all-seeing eye that's just focused on inventory. And what's so wild is how ridiculously specific this AI is. We're talking it knows the instant the last box of Cheerios is grabbed off the shelf. It can literally see that the bananas in the produce section are getting a little too brown. It can even pick up on a sudden rush on potato chips right before the big game, and boom, instantly sends an alert to an employee's little handheld device, telling them exactly what's needed and exactly where to go. This right here is the game changer. It's a fundamental shift in what the employees are even doing. Before, they were basically problem hunters, right? Searching for gaps. But now, the AI does all the hunting. So the employees can become problem solvers. They're freed up to just restock shelves and, most importantly, be on the floor to actually help you find what you need. Okay, so that's the store floor. Now let's pull back a bit and look at the massive logistics network that keeps those stores full. Because this great divergence we talked about, it gets even clearer when you look at the supply chain. And once again, you can see they're solving two totally different puzzles. Amazon's logistics system, it's a work of art, designed to sort and ship millions of little individual boxes. But Walmart's got a different beast to tame. Their whole game is about moving thousands and thousands of these massive, super heavy pallets. We're talking tons of product at a time. And that just requires a completely different kind of robotic muscle. And this is the workhorse that gets it done. Autonomous mobile robots. The easiest way to think about them is as super smart, self-driving forklifts. They're using AI and all these advanced sensors to just cruise around these giant warehouses, lifting and stacking entire pallets with a precision that, honestly, no human could match. And the benefits? Oh, they're huge. I mean, this is some of the most backbreaking and, frankly, dangerous work you can do in a warehouse. These robots, they can do it 24/7 without getting tired. And their sensors are so good that if a person steps out in front of them, they can stop on a dime. It just makes the whole place so much safer for everyone. And this is a really important point. The goal here isn't to just replace people. It's about augmenting them. You let the AI take over the most dangerous, the most mind-numbingly repetitive lifting, and that frees up the human workers to manage the whole system, to oversee the operation, and handle the more complicated stuff that a robot just can't do. All right, so we've got AI stocking shelves and moving pallets, but it's also taking over some of the most common, and you'd be surprised, really time-consuming jobs right there in the store.
And believe it or not, one of the most common forms of AI you might actually see in a store is the floor scrubber. Yeah, really. Think about it. Cleaning tens of thousands of square feet of floor every single day, that's a huge expense. So, naturally, they've turned that job over to the robots. And the way it works is just so simple and smart. A person, an employee, basically takes the machine for a walk one time to teach it the layout of the store. And that's it. From then on, the AI figures out the most efficient path and just goes to work, cleverly driving itself around any shoppers or new displays that pop up. And this is where the rubber meets the road, because every single hour they save on a job like cleaning, every drop of fuel they save in the supply chain, every piece of fruit they save from spoiling, it all adds up. All those little efficiencies feed directly into that promise of everyday low prices, which, as we all know, is the absolute bedrock of their whole strategy. But maybe the most powerful AI of all is the one you will never ever see. It's the predictive brain working behind the scenes, deciding what should even be in the store. And it's not just looking at old sales data. No, it's analyzing the weather forecast so it knows to order more batteries before a big storm. It's looking at school holidays, at local football games, knowing exactly when everyone's going to want to buy hot dogs and charcoal. It's making buying decisions that are just smarter than any one person could ever be.
Okay, so we've got the store brain watching the shelves, we've got robot forklifts in the back, and we have this crazy, smart, predictive AI ordering everything. Let's tie this all together. What does this actually mean for you the next time you walk into one of these stores?
Here's the most important thing to understand. This isn't some winner-take-all battle between Amazon and Walmart. It's not a fight to the death. It's more like a specialization. Amazon is perfecting that digital-to-your-doorstep experience. Meanwhile, Walmart is focused on building the smartest network of physical stores the world has ever seen. And you know what? Both of these paths are pushing the whole idea of shopping forward. And for you, the shopper, the benefits are real things you can actually feel. It means there's a much better chance the shelves will actually be stocked with what you want. It means the apples and lettuce are fresher because they didn't sit in a warehouse for a week. It means all those savings they're making behind the scenes help keep prices down. And maybe, just maybe, when you need help, there will actually be an employee around to ask because they're not on a scavenger hunt in the stockroom. When you really step back and look at it, this is about so much more than just being efficient. What AI is doing here is completely redefining what a store even is. It's no longer just a big building filled with products. It's becoming this intelligent, responsive environment that almost anticipates your needs. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to think about. As all this tech gets even better, is it possible that the future value of a store isn't about the stuff on the shelves anymore, but it's really about the invisible intelligence all around you, making sure the perfect product is in the perfect spot right when you need it?